have you ever just felt, well, completely swamped? Not just, by the piles of stuff in your house, but by everything. Commitments, emails, just the noise.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like this constant background hum of being overwhelmed.
Exactly. And for those of you already looking into intentional living, you know this feeling. It makes you wonder, right? Is all this clutter, even the invisible kind, messing with our peace of mind?
I think it definitely is. We tend to focus on the physical things we see, the mess in the corner.
Right.
But the clutter in our schedules, our digital lives, that stuff has a huge impact. It affects how clearly we think, how well we rest.
Yeah, it really gets under your skin.
It does.
Which is why today we're doing a deep dive into minimalism.
Good topic.
And look, we know minimalism sometimes gets a bad rap. It's not about, living in some empty white room with only one spoon.
No, definitely not. That's a common misconception.
What we're exploring today, based on this really interesting text we've been looking at, is how deep this idea goes. This choice to just keep what actually matters.
Precisely. It's less about owning nothing and more about making sure everything you do keep, whether it's an object, a time commitment, even an app on your phone serves a real purpose or brings you genuine joy.
It's about being deliberate.
Intentionality, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the core principle.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Yeah.
To really unpack what true minimalism looks like across different parts of life and how it can simplify things in ways you might not expect. We're talking more clarity, less stress, more peace.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and the source material we're drawing from is great, really practical, actionable stuff, and quite engaging too. So where should we start?
Well, the most obvious place, I suppose, is the physical stuff, the actual clutter.
Right, the tangible things. And we've all heard about methods like the 4-box method, trash, donate, relocate, keep.
Sure, those are foundational.
But what this text really hammers home is the need for brutal honesty when you're deciding. That's the hard part.
It really is.
I actually know someone who tried to declutter their whole garage at once. Big mistake.
Oh, dear. What happened?
Ended up taking a nap in a pile of old surfboards. Just totally gave up.
See, that's exactly what the text warns against. Starting too big leads to burnout. It has to be sustainable.
So start small. One drawer, one shelf.
Exactly. But it's not just about sorting, is it? The text really digs into the psychological side. Letting go of things is hard.
Yeah, especially things with memories attached. Like maybe an old phone. I think I still have my first flip phone somewhere.
The classic flip phone.
Right.
It sparks nostalgia, but what use does it actually have now?
None, really. It sits in a box.
Yeah.
So why is it so hard to ditch? What's the psychological hurdle?
Well, the text offers this really neat technique for those sentimental items. Take a photo, acknowledge it, maybe even thank it for its service, and then let the physical object go.
Huh. Like a little ceremony.
Sort of, yeah. It's symbolic and helps you separate the memory, which you keep, from the object, which is just taking up space.
Ah, I see. So you're not throwing away the memory, just the thing itself.
Precisely. We often confuse the two. This forces you to ask, what am I really holding on to here? Is this serving my life now, or is it just baggage?
That's a powerful way to think about it. Okay, so we've tackled the physical.
Yeah.
But you mentioned other kinds of clutter. Time clutter. Oh, yeah. Our calendars, right? Sometimes mine looks like, I don't know, like a toddler attacked it with glitter glue. Just chaos.
Totally relatable. And this minimalist approach applies just as much here. The source suggests auditing your calendar.
Auditing, like with a red pen.
Metaphorically, yes. Look at everything. What actually energizes you, what just drains you, and then cancel the draining stuff.
Easier said than done sometimes.
True, but it also talks about learning to say no nicely. You don't have to be harsh. The text even jokes about saying something like, oh, I'd love to, but my pet rock needs me that evening.
I might actually use that one. But seriously, saying no feels difficult, like you're letting people down.
It does initially, but the text frames it as valuing your own time. You need to protect your downtime. Block it out. Treat your relaxation time, your lazy Sundays, like they're secret appointments.
Like VIP events.
Exactly. It's not just about having less to do. It's about creating space. Space to breathe, think, or do absolutely nothing. That's reclaiming personal freedom.
Investing in your future self's sanity.
You got it. You're choosing where your energy goes instead of just reacting all the time.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. We've got physical space, we've got time. What about the elephant in the room, our digital lives?
Ah, yes. The constant notifications.
It feels like my phone is screaming at me 24/7 sometimes. It's relentless.
It really is. And it's a huge source of mental clutter that we often ignore. The source material suggests going full digital ninja on it.
Digital ninja. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
What does it involve?
Well, first step, ruthless unsubscribing. All those email newsletters you delete without reading.
Guilty.
Get rid of them. And then delete the zombie apps.
Zombie apps.
Yeah, the ones you downloaded ages ago, used once, and now they just sit there, maybe even sending notifications.
Gotcha. Dead apps walking.
Exactly. Every single one is like an open tab in your brain, using up a tiny bit of mental energy.
That's a good way to put it. It's not just screen clutter, it's mental bandwidth.
Precisely. So delete them. And for the apps you do keep, organize them. Put them in folders. The text suggests funny names like actually useful or why do I have this?
Or maybe nope and nope-er.
Haha, yeah, whatever works. The point is reducing visual noise and decision fatigue when you look at your phone.
Okay, unsubscribe, delete zombies, organize survivors. What else?
The big one, limit checking. Email, social media. Try checking them only, say, twice a day. Set specific times.
Wow, twice instead of 200 times.
Right. It sounds radical, but think about it. You stop reacting constantly. You reclaim huge chunks of focus and mental peace. You close those mental tabs.
It sounds quiet, almost unnervingly quiet at first, maybe.
It can be, but it allows your brain to actually rest and focus deeply when you need it to. It's about reclaiming that internal quiet.
Okay, ninja moves for the phone. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've decluttered space, time, digital life. What about bringing new things in? Shopping.
Consumption. Minimalism definitely changes your approach here.
Yeah, the text mentions asking that key question before buying. Do I genuinely need this, or is it just shiny and appealing?
Or worse, is it just 70% off?
Oh, the sale trap.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Absolutely. So the source offers a really simple, effective tool, the 24-hour rule.
Wait a day before buying.
Exactly. Just sleep on it. If you still really want it or need it a day later, okay.
Yeah.
But often that initial impulse just fades.
It disrupts that instant gratification thing.
It does. And related to that is the idea of quality over quantity. Buy less, but buy better.
Right. Like the example. One great jacket is better than 5 sad, pilly ones.
Totally. Things that last, things you genuinely love using instead of cheap stuff that breaks or wears out and needs replacing constantly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do you balance that with, the joy of getting something new? It feels like we're wired for that.
That's a great point. And the deeper advice here is shifting what you acquire. Invest in experiences, not just things.
Like travel, concerts, learning something new.
Yes. Weird cooking classes, trips, whatever creates memories. Those often provide much more lasting value and joy than another gadget or piece of clothing.
That battered old concert t-shirt versus the new phone I just bought, I get it. The memories attached are richer.
Exactly. It shifts the focus from accumulating stuff to accumulating a rich life. It ties back to that freedom and peace we talked about.
It really does. Okay, so as we sort of wrap up these principles, it's important to say that this isn't like a one-time fix, right?
Right.
Minimalism isn't a destination you just arrive at.
No, absolutely not. The text stresses it's an ongoing journey. It's never really done.
So how do you maintain it?
It suggests doing quick check-ins, maybe once a month. Just briefly ask yourself, is this stuff still serving me? Does this still spark joy? Or, do I really still need 14 coffee mugs?
Guilty again on the mug front. Need to check that.
And crucially, remember your WA. Why did you start exploring this in the first place?
Right. Was it for more freedom?
Yeah.
Less anxiety? Saving money for, I don't know, that trip to Bali?
Whatever it is, keeping that why in mind helps you stay focused, especially when it feels difficult.
So it's not just about less stuff, but about what you gain.
That's the core message, really.
Yeah.
Focus on the abundance you're creating, the abundance of space, time, mental energy, peace. Don't focus on what you're giving up. You're actually making room.
Making room for what matters. Less mess, more yes.
That's a great way to put it.
So for everyone listening, if this resonates, just start small.
Yeah.
Seriously tiny. Declutter one drawer this week. Just one.
Yeah.
Say no to one commitment that you know is just going to drain you.
Good one.
Or maybe just silence your phone notifications for an hour today. See how it feels.
Small steps make a big difference over time.
They really do. And maybe here's something to chew on after we finish up.
Yay.
Imagine how truly freeing it would feel to shed not just the physical stuff, but all that invisible weight. The shoulds, the obligations, the constant digital noise.
Yeah.
What hidden burdens are you carrying around that maybe, just maybe, this minimalist way of thinking could help you finally put down? Think about the clarity you could gain.
That's a powerful question to end on. What could you release to find more peace?